Grammar: all, both, neither, none. Read the examples below and complete the rules. Both twins experienced the same feeling, although neither of them knew what was happening to his brother. All the students attended the psychology lecture, but none of them understood it because it was very difficult. Both and neither are used for two people, things, ideas, etc. All and none are used for more than two people, things, ideas, etc. None and neither are used in affirmative sentences and give them a negative meaning. Both, and, neither, nor, either, or. Read the examples below and match them with their meanings. You can have both coffee and orange juice. They're free anyway. You can have either coffee or orange juice. Choose what you prefer. You can have neither coffee nor orange juice. They aren't good for your stomach. A. You can't have a drink. B. You can have one of the two drinks. C. You can have two drinks. All, both, neither, none. All is used for more than two people or things. It is used in affirmative sentences and takes a plural verb. Anna, Mary, and Chris are going to a concert. They are all very excited. All of them are very excited. Both is used for two people, things, etc. It is used in affirmative sentences and takes a plural verb. Bill and Ted are cousins. Both of them are in a team. They are both in a team. Neither is used for two people, things, etc. It is used in affirmative sentences and gives them a negative meaning. It takes a singular or plural verb. Patty and Monica want to get a cat. Neither of them have or has had a pet before. None is used for more than two people, things, etc. It is used in affirmative sentences and gives them a negative meaning. It takes a singular or plural verb. All my friends love pop music. None of them likes or like jazz. Both and. Either or. Neither nor. Double conjunctions, both and, either or, and neither nor, link two words or phrases in the same sentence. They are used only in affirmative sentences. Both and is used when something is true for two people, things, etc. Both my sister and my brother go to secondary school. Either or is used when something is true for one of two people, things, etc. Either she was too busy or she didn't want to come. Neither nor is used when something is not true for two people, things, etc. Neither Mary nor Jim like tennis. Practice. Complete the dialogues with all, both, and, neither, nor, none, or either. A. Does Felicity speak Italian? B. Actually, she is fluent in both Italian and Spanish. A. Would you like some coffee or tea? B. Actually, I drink neither coffee nor tea. Do you have any orange juice? A. Where do you feel like going for dinner tonight? B. We can either go to the Mexican restaurant or to the Thai one. A. Does your family live here? B. No, all my relatives live in Barcelona, and none of them have ever traveled abroad. A. Have you met any of Mark's brothers? B. Yes, I've met both Steve and Jason. Neither of them looks like Mark, though. A. Should we take the bus or the train to Henry's house? B. I think neither the bus nor the train will get us there fast. Let's get a taxi. A. I don't think the guests like the food. B. What do you mean? All my friends like my cooking. A. We asked every single one of the neighbors. B. Did they tell you anything about Tom? A. No, none of them have seen him since last week. English in use. Complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the words given. Do not change the word given. You must use between 2 and 5 words, including the word given. Katie regrets not flying to Paris to see her family. Katie wishes she had flown to Paris to see her family. Susan and Alex hate heavy metal music, so I don't think they will go to the concert. Neither Susan nor Alex likes heavy metal music, so I don't think they will go to the concert. Derek woke up very late, so he missed the interview. If Derek had woken up earlier, he wouldn't have missed the interview. I can't buy that car because it is very expensive. If that car weren't so expensive, I would buy it. I invited my colleagues to dinner, but nobody was able to come. I invited my colleagues to dinner, but they were all unable to come. Bill didn't receive an invitation, so he didn't go to the wedding. Bill would have gone to the wedding if he had received an invitation. I live in the suburbs, but I prefer the city center. If I lived in the city center instead of the suburbs, I would be happier. Sarah sold her flat and now she regrets it. Sarah wishes she hadn't sold her flat. Listening. A. Discuss. Do you ever read the horoscope section in magazines? Why? Why not? Why do you think that so many people are interested in horoscopes? Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. A. Discuss. Do you ever read the horoscope section in magazines? Why? Why not? Personally, I don't really read my horoscope. It's not that I have anything against it, but I suppose I'm a bit of a skeptic. I find it hard to believe that the position of the stars and planets on the day I was born can control what will happen to me on a random Tuesday. I'm more of a make your own luck kind of person. However, I must admit, I'll sometimes have a quick glance if I see one. It can be a bit of fun, like a little thought for the day. If it says something positive, like a surprise is coming your way, it might even put me in a better mood, even if I don't truly believe it. Why do you think that so many people are interested in horoscopes? That's a really good question. I think there are a few reasons why horoscopes remain so popular. Firstly, I believe it's about guidance and reassurance. Life can be confusing and unpredictable. Horoscopes offer a simple, easy-to-understand piece of advice or prediction. In a way, they can be a comfort, especially if you're feeling a bit lost or anxious about the future. Secondly, it's connected to our desire to understand ourselves. People are fascinated by personality tests and anything that claims to explain why we are the way we are. Horoscopes often give general descriptions of personality traits for each sign. When we read them, we tend to focus on the parts that are true for us and ignore the parts that aren't. This is a well-known psychological effect called the Barnum effect, where people believe vague general statements are specially meant for them. Finally, it's a form of community and fun. Talking about your star sign with friends, "You're such a typical stubborn Taurus," or "That's such a Libra thing to say," is a lighthearted way to connect with people. It's a shared language and a bit of a social game. Food for thought. It's interesting to consider that horoscopes have been around for thousands of years. Ancient cultures like the Babylonians looked at the stars to try to understand the world and find patterns in the chaos. In a way, our modern interest in horoscopes isn't so different. It's a very old human habit to look for meaning and connection in the universe around us. So, whether you're a true believer or just read them for a laugh, horoscopes tell us something important about being human. We all like to feel that there's a plan and that we have a special place in it.
8b. Listening and speaking. Listening. B. You will hear 5 different people reading their horoscopes for this week. Choose from the list A to F what each speaker might say. There is one extra letter that you do not need to use. Speaker 1.
The stars are definitely favourable for you this week, so don't overlook the opportunities that come your way. This is a week when many opportunities are going to be dropped into your lap. Pay attention and grab them while you can. There may be an offer of a job and also a sum of money. If you've never bought a lottery ticket, maybe this is the week you should. There will also be a chance to do that thing you have always dreamt of doing. On Friday, a chance meeting will lead to happiness.
Speaker 2.
For the first time in ages, you don't feel you have to prove yourself to others and be the leader. You are happy to just sit back and let someone else take charge for a change. Some of your friends and family may ask if you are feeling okay because of this sudden change in attitude. Don't get irritated by this. Overall, you will feel very relaxed and content with yourself this week. Also, towards the end of the week, think before you speak. There will be an incident with a friend that could lead to someone getting hurt.
Speaker 3.
If everyone around you seems in a bad mood this week, don't take it personally. It's not you, it's them. Last week's move by Pluto into Capricorn has had an effect on everyone, making them more bad-tempered. There will be unexpected changes to everyone's plans. Try to be sympathetic and understanding to your friends and family. They will be needing your help and encouragement to face these changes. Unlike the others, you are going to see these changes that take place as a good thing. After a few days, the people in your life will realize that you were right and they will follow your example.
Speaker 4.
You feel like you have been waiting for something to happen for a long time. You don't know what you are waiting for, but you have a feeling it's going to be good. Impatience could jeopardize everything. Don't rush it. Good things are coming to you. You begin to feel impatient midweek. Try to do activities that you enjoy and make you feel happy. Before you know it, that special thing will have happened.
Speaker 5.
You've been feeling bored and restless for the last few months. All will change. You can look forward to a stimulating week. A family member will make an important announcement, which you will be very enthusiastic about. There will be some good changes at work too. The moon is in Capricorn. This means it is also going to be a sociable week for you. You are going to meet some fascinating new people, and even some old friends you lost contact with years ago will get back in touch with you. Make the most of these moments to have fun and enjoy yourself.
When doing a multiple matching listening task, remember to read through the questions carefully to get a clear idea of what you are listening for. Wait to hear the recording a second time before you make your final decision. Speaking. Read the blurbs from 5 different novels and talk about what you would and wouldn't like about each of them. Then decide which 2 books you would definitely be interested in reading and why. What would or wouldn't you like about each of the following books? Which 2 books would you definitely be interested in reading? Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. Fantasy. In this 3rd book of the Harry Potter series, Harry finds out that a wizard named Sirius Black has escaped from prison and is going to try to kill him. As the book progresses, Harry learns new magical skills and makes a surprising discovery. Unabridged. Autumn Lover by Elizabeth Lowell. Romance. The beautiful Alyssa Sutton returns to her ranch after the Civil War is over. However, a gang of men want to take her horses and ranch away from her. Can the handsome ranch foreman Hunter Maxwell protect her? A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. Science. If you've always wanted to understand how the universe started but were afraid you'd get lost in a very technical book, then read Hawking's book. The author has the ability to explain very complicated ideas in simple, everyday English. The Shadow of the Wind, Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Mystery thriller. Set in Barcelona, this is the story of a young boy called Daniel Simpere, who is taken to the cemetery of forgotten books and allowed to choose a book to keep. Daniel starts a search to find out more about the mysterious writer of the novel he has chosen and why his books were destroyed over the years. As Daniel grows older, his interest in the author leads to him gaining enemies, and he soon realizes that in trying to save the author's work, Daniel is saving himself. The Story of My Life. Helen Keller. Autobiography. The book tells the story of a little girl who lost both her hearing and sight at a very young age. With the help of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, she learns to communicate with the outside world. Fascinating, exciting, page-turner, unoriginal, gripping, dull. I would prefer to read because. I don't think I'd like, as I'm not really into. I think would be fascinating to read because. I would definitely read because. What I would and wouldn't like about each book. What I'd like. The Harry Potter series is a page-turner by definition. I'd love the escapism of being at Hogwarts, learning new magical skills, and the excitement of the mystery surrounding Sirius Black. The idea of the Marauders map and the Dementors is wonderfully original and gripping. What I wouldn't like. As this is the 3rd book in a series, I might feel a bit lost jumping in without having read the first 2. Sometimes the pressure to know all the backstory can be a little off-putting if you're new to a world. 2. The Shadow of the Wind, Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Mystery thriller. What I'd like. This sounds absolutely fascinating. The Cemetery of Forgotten Books is one of the most original and beautiful concepts I've ever heard. I love the idea of a mystery that spans years, connecting a person's life to the fate of a book. It seems very gripping and intelligent. What I wouldn't like. If the story becomes very complex with many characters and timelines, it might require more concentration than a lighter read. Sometimes dark Gothic mysteries can feel a bit heavy. 3. Autumn Lover, Elizabeth Lowell. Romance. What I'd like. The historical setting after the Civil War could be interesting, offering a glimpse into a challenging period in American history. The story of rebuilding a life and protecting a home is a classic, relatable struggle. What I wouldn't like. For me, this plot sounds a bit unoriginal. The beautiful woman being protected by the handsome foreman is a common trope in romance novels, which I sometimes find a bit dull and predictable. I'm not really into stories where the romance feels too formulaic. 4. A Brief History of Time. Stephen Hawking, Science. What I'd like. The opportunity to understand the universe's biggest questions from one of the greatest minds in history is incredibly appealing. The fact that it's written in simple, everyday English is a huge plus, making a fascinating subject accessible. It would feel like learning something truly profound. What I wouldn't like. Even with simple language, the concepts of black holes and the Big Bang are inherently complex. It's not a book you can read quickly. You have to stop and think, which might not be what I'm looking for if I wanted a relaxing story. Number 5. The Story of My Life. Helen Keller, Autobiography. What I'd like? This would be a profoundly moving and inspiring read. To learn how someone overcame the immense challenges of being both deaf and blind, to learn to communicate and engage with the world is humbling. The relationship with her teacher, Anne Sullivan, must be incredibly powerful. What I wouldn't like. It might be an emotionally difficult read at times, confronting the frustration and isolation Helen must have felt before she could communicate. It's not a fun escape, but rather a deep, thought-provoking one. My two final choices. I would definitely be interested in reading The Shadow of the Wind and A Brief History of Time. I would prefer to read The Shadow of the Wind because it combines my love for books with a gripping mystery. The premise is so unique, a book about the life of a book and its author, that it promises a rich, layered story. It feels like a novel that is not just a story, but a celebration of literature itself. I think A Brief History of Time would be fascinating to read because it's a chance to engage with fundamental questions about our existence. Stephen Hawking didn't just explain science, he explored the territory where physics meets philosophy. Understanding even a little more about the nature of time or the origin of the cosmos would feel like unlocking a secret of the universe.